What's up guys, it is Dwood here, back again with another video. Today I'm going to be doing this look right here. This video is going to be a time-lapse / voiceover video. Just kind of want to try something new. Let me know how you guys like it. This face is beat. Do you understand me? Like, and I'm feeling like the blue and the pink, it's cute. I'm liking it. Before we get into the video, of course, do not forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment down below. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So if you like this video, please do not forget to subscribe. All right, so enough talking. Let's go ahead and get right into the video.
Hey guys, we are starting off with a clean, bare face. I've already done my eyebrows just to save some time. First things first, let's go ahead and prep the skin. I'm starting off with a light mist of rose water. I really like using the Too Faced Lip Injection lip gloss as a lip primer because I feel like it just helps to get rid of all of the small little wrinkles that are in my lip, and it helps my lipstick and my lip gloss to lay a lot smoother. Next, I'm going to go ahead and use the Laneige Water Bank Moisturizing Cream to prep my skin and get it nice and hydrated for foundation. I've been so obsessed, like literally obsessed with this moisturizer. I use it like 3 times a day, and I'm definitely going to have to go back and get the full size. I really wanted to give my skin some TLC, so I decided to go in with the e.l.f. facial oil just to give my skin a really nice healthy glow. This duo actually paired really well together. I feel like my skin just looks super plump, juicy, hydrated, rejuvenated, and that's definitely what I was going for. Not only did my skin look great, it also felt really good. Alright, so we're finally moving into the actual makeup application. I'm starting off with my foundation, and I'll leave all of the products that I'm using and the shade names in the description, so be sure to check down below for any additional details. Because the foundation that I'm using does not have a pump, I'm going to use a small brush to apply the foundation on my face first, and then I'll go in with a different brush to blend. I'll also list all of the brushes that I'm using down below. They came in a brush set, so none of them really have a specific name or number. And if you don't have these specific brushes, you can always just use something similar. I always recommend blending your foundation in a downward motion just so that you don't kick up any of the little facial hairs. It may look like I'm swirling my foundation brush in circles, but it's really just a flick of the wrist. When you're working with brushes, it's really important to keep the motion of your wrist in mind because that's what's really going to give you a flawless finish. If you have colored or blonde hair, I would highly suggest using a small brush to blend out any product that you're going to be putting on your forehead or near your edges. So since we're going to be using cream blush, I went ahead and did my bronze tour before my concealer. I really like the finish that this gives my highlight, my bronze tour, and my blush. It just looks super melted and blended together when I do it in this sequence. If you're gonna do this technique, you are definitely going to have to trust the process because it's not gonna look like much, and it's actually gonna look kind of crazy until it all starts to come together. The cream blush that I'm going to be using is actually a custom blend from a palette that I actually bought off of Amazon. It's just a cream color palette. I mixed the red and the mauve shade next to the deepest brown. I'm going to leave a link to this palette in the description box just in case you guys are interested in purchasing. As far as application goes, You can pretty much be as messy as you want with this product because we still have to go over it with our concealer. Just be sure that the color is bright enough to show up under all of the other layers of makeup that we're going to put on top of it, and that you aren't applying this anywhere where you actually wouldn't want blush to go. I like to blend this out with the same brush that I used for my bronze tour. It just helps diffuse the pigment just a bit so that it doesn't look like you're a clown, and it makes it look like it's coming from within. Now with cream blush, I feel like skin prep is super important. I feel like my skin just looks like I had like a really expensive facial when I literally just used a moisturizer and an oil from e.l.f. that cost me like $6. I'm applying my concealer as I normally would. Now, I chose to use a full coverage concealer, but you can definitely use something that doesn't have as much coverage. If you want something more natural, I would suggest the Kosas Revealer Concealer. I always like to let my concealer dry down and sit just a little before I start to blend it out. And when you're using cream blush, I feel like that technique is so important. I am using the Real Techniques setting brush to blend out my concealer. I'm going to start on my forehead, hit my chin and my upper lip and my under eye last so that it has a bit more time to dry down. The key to a flawless base is blending. If you want to look flawless and airbrushed, you're gonna have to spend some time and blend. Blend. It's a step that you cannot be lazy with. I always try to leave a lot of the blending clips in my videos because I feel like that's something that a lot of people truly don't know how to do, and it's so crucial, so I really just want to help as much as possible. That's another reason why I chose not to speed up any of the clips, because I want you guys to really see how long it's taking me to blend, how I'm moving my wrist, how I'm moving the product around. It really is a tedious process. The best advice I can give you guys is to take your time, and remember, great things happen to people who wait. So as you guys can see, I'm going back and forth between my blush brush and my concealer brush to really make sure that I'm able to marry the products together and look at the difference between the left side and the right side. One thing that I really want you guys to know is the way that I'm moving my brush. I like to call this motion the cat paw. So instead of swiping everything around, I just like to do the cat paw, which is like a push and a pull at the same time. It's kind of hard to describe, but just imagine how cats move their paws. That's the way that I like to blend my product. It keeps everything nice and focused and slowly blends everything out without making a mess. After blending for what felt like 10 years, we are finally all done with our base, and look how gorgeous this is. Alrighty guys, so we are finally ready to move on to the next step, which is powder. I'm going in with the smallest bit of the Pro Filter powder by Fenty Beauty in the color Hazelnut, just to knock down some of the shine. Doing this step also helps with longevity. It's always better to start off with less product and then add as you need it, because it's easier to add product than to take it away. By doing this method, it'll also help to avoid any cakiness. Just a side note, if you ever feel like you've applied too much powder and you are looking a bit cakey, you can just spray your face down with a spray like MAC Fix Plus or even some rose water, and it'll help to tone down the powdery and the cakiness a bit. I decided to go in with a little bit of powder blush. This is my all-time favorite blush. I don't think I'll ever stop loving this blush. It's Exhibit A from NARS. So this brush is actually from e.l.f. and I love it because the shape is perfect and it just does all of the work for me. I love blush so much that even if I had enough blush on already, I would still add more. Okay, so we are finally on to eyes. I actually really love this eye look and it was so super simple to do. I personally am not in the business of super intricate eyeshadow looks, and I pretty much use the same eyeshadow palettes over and over again. Like today, we're using the Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette, one of my all-time faves. So all I'm doing here is creating a wing with the black eyeshadow from that Juvia's Place palette. And then I'm going to take a clean pencil brush and just blend out the edges so that the liner isn't too harsh. I was really going for that really sexy, hazy, smoky effect. Now I'm going to go in with the dark brown shade in that palette and use it as my crease color and to go ahead and start my nose contour. I like to feather my crease color into the front of my brow just a bit. I feel like it makes my brow look even more natural and gives my eye a bit more dimension. I feel like when you create really simple and neutral eyeshadow looks, dimension is going to be your best friend. You always want to create dimension so that your eye doesn't look flat. I'm using the orange shade in that Juvia's palette to go ahead and blend out any harsh lines from my crease color and give my eye a bit of warmth. Whenever I'm trying to blend out a harsh line in my eyeshadow, I love to use a nice big fluffy brush like this one. It just helps to disperse the product a bit more. So now is where the eye look actually starts to come together and look like something. I'm going in with the taupe and the white shade in that Juvia's palette, and that's going to be my lid color. So as you guys can see, I'm basically using this color to carve out my lid, and again, I'm creating definition and shape. Just in case you guys were wondering, I don't have on a primer or a concealer on my eye. These Juvia shadows are just that great. As I was applying this color, I made sure to step back and take a look at how everything was looking as a whole because I didn't want the color to be too bright and it just looks like white on my eyelid. I really did want that cool tone gray taupe effect. Now I'm just going back in with my crease color to make sure everything looks nice and blended and to further amplify my new lid shape. So that's pretty much it for the eyeshadow. We're gonna jump back to complexion and then come back to the eyes to finish off the small little details. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Danae and I love a bright under eye. So with that being said, I'm gonna use a damp sponge to apply a little bit of the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder in shade number 30. Now, typically I would use this powder to bake, but today I'm just gonna push that powder in until it completely melts into my skin. So clearly I already had on enough blush, but it wouldn't be me if I didn't decide to add more at the last minute. So I decided to go in with the Dusty Rose shade in that Juvia's Place palette. Now to contour my nose, I'm using the same color that I used in my crease on a big fluffy brush. And I'm not doing this too precise at all. I just want a little bit of color just so my nose has a bit more definition. So I did go ahead and apply my lashes. I do prefer to use mink lashes because they are super fluffy and lightweight. So I had to go ahead and smoke out my bottom lash line because I didn't want the look to be too top heavy. I feel like this step always makes my eyes look really sexy and sultry and seductive. So this is the Rcma No Color Powder, and it literally has absolutely no color. It doesn't leave a flashback and it's perfect for all complexions. Now, I did choose to apply this with a brush versus a sponge because I want to be able to easily sweep this away. And when you apply powder with a wet sponge, it really packs the powder on and makes it a bit harder to dust away. I feel like this is everybody's favorite part of their makeup routine. I know it's definitely one of my favorite parts, and this powder leaves such a beautiful finish. So for lips, we're gonna start off with the Silky Eye Pencil in the color Black Cocoa from Pixie. I absolutely love using this eyeliner for my lips because it dries down and it doesn't mix inside of my lipstick and my lip gloss. So you get a really nice and defined lip shape with this. Listen, if you are dark skinned and looking for a good lip liner, definitely go get this. Now, like I said, this liner does dry down, so you have to work really fast with it. I like to blend out the edges of my lip liner just so I have a smooth transition from lipstick to lip liner. So for lipstick, I did use that same cream color palette that I used for my blush. I was going for a really nice, soft, powdery pink color. One thing I really love about using this cream color palette is the fact that I have endless options. But on the downside, if I mix a color today, I may not be able to get it tomorrow. Now, I ended up loving this lip combo, but when I looked in the viewfinder, the color was a lot brighter and a lot more powdery than I anticipated. So I decided to choose a gloss that had a bit more warmth to it, and I think that this worked out really well. This is the Sephora Collection lip gloss in the color Brave. Can you guys see how my lip liner and my lipstick are not mixing together? Like you just have like a nice defined lip, and it's all thanks to that Pixie liner. So the look is basically done. All I have to do is wipe off that Rcma powder and just do some random little finishing touches here just to kind of make sure everything is nicely blended. But look at that gorgeous finish that powder leaves behind. I absolutely love it. I am so obsessed with this look. I literally felt like a supermodel. I felt so pretty and so unstoppable, and I feel like that's what makeup is all about. I definitely felt like one of God's favorites. I had a good hair day and a good makeup day. Okay.
Alrighty guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in to another one of my videos. If you made it this far, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe before you leave. Before I head out, I just want to say thank y'all so much for your overwhelming amount of support. I'm just completely overjoyed, and it's crazy to me, like, it's working. I'm building a little family here. That is all I have for y'all today. I will see y'all in the next video.